Second. And if it's all right with you, Debbie, the mayor asked me just to reiterate some words to the group.
Sure.
All right. Okay, everyone, we are live. If it's all right with you, Debbie, the mayor asked me just to reiterate some words. We are live on YouTube.
Okay. And Adam, would you like to do that now or wait?
That's fine. I spoke with the mayor this morning. Unfortunately, as Debbie stated, his son has some last minute scheduled football games, or soccer as we call it here. So he won't be able to make it today, but he just wanted to extend his deep appreciation for all the work that went into making this week possible, and that he's excited about the momentum we developed, and he can't wait to see everyone in person when possible. So
When possible.
thank you. He's thrilled with all the work both twinning associations have done, and let's keep moving forward.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you to Bill. We're just going to carry on. The other little bit of news to start off this our hour today is that the weather, while you were supposed to have been here, has been absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know that we're, weather is going to change soon, but really, really brilliant. So enough said, and we'll carry on.
No hurricane here.
No hurricane here. I'm going to ask each of you to introduce yourselves, because I can't remember Chris's name when I have to introduce him. So this is Chris, that was good. We'll begin with the members of the Mumbles Community Council, and we're so happy to have you with us today. Martin O'Neill is the chair of Mumbles Council, and if you would just introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for organising this event. Yes, my name is Martin O'Neill. I'm the chair of Mumbles Community Council. I've been the chair of Mumbles Community Council now since last May. Just welcome you all and thank you for organising this. And there's a few other community councillors who will be introducing themselves as well, who have come along to this meeting today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Rebecca. Is Rebecca? Rebecca, yeah.
Hi, yeah, so Councillor Rebecca Fogerty. I'm the twinning representative on Mumbles Community Council at the moment. Absolute pleasure to be here. Gutted that we were not in person, but yeah, it's been a great virtual week, so looking forward to today.
Thank you. And is Rob here? Yes.
Yes, I'm Councillor Rob Marshall. I chair the Culture and Tourism Committee on Mumbles Community Council. It's lovely to see so many people here, and thank you for a great week that you've organised for us all. And we'll see you over here in a couple of years, no doubt. So thank you.
I hope. Thank you very much. Carrie.
Hello. Hi, I'm Councillor Carrie Townsend Jones. I was the previous chair, so that's why you see my name on the charter, because obviously it was signed when I was still chair. I'm now chair of the Environment Committee, so I was particularly interested in the video you did of the green activities that are going on in Havre de Grace, and your community gardens particularly, because that's something that we are hoping to actually set up ourselves. So that was a really interesting video, and I have asked our environmental engagement officer if she will put it up on our environmental Facebook page so that everybody else has the opportunity to see it. Wonderful. So welcome everybody, and yeah, I've been busy all week watching videos.
It's a little overwhelming. Is Will Thomas with us? I don't think so.
I don't think Will has joined us.
We'll catch him on another Zoom. And Keith Evans is with us from All Saints Church. Would you like to say hello?
Yes, I can't see everyone because I'm having problem with internet connection, but just to say that since we heard about the twinning, we've set up a sort of informal twinning between All Saints in Mumbles, which is a very ancient church, and with St. John the Evangelist. And we were very pleased last year to welcome Galen and Bill Price and Cassie Boyer at one of our services. And we've been sharing online services over the last year and upholding both communities in our prayers. So it's good to touch base and to reach out across the pond in this way.
Thank you. Thank you very much and welcome. Yeah, we take hear from members of TAM now, the Twinning Association of Mumbles. And David, would you like to say hello?
Hello, I'm David. I'm sure everybody knows me. I seem to have been around forever. Yeah, I'm the chair of TAM. And I just want to congratulate everyone on Havre de Grace and everything you've done this week. It's been amazing to watch. I've really enjoyed it. Very impressive. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. John and Sarah.
Hello, sorry, just
Yes,
unmuting.
John and Sarah.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to be here. We have had a fantastic week watching your video. They have been quite
really good.
Amazing.
Really good.
Really enjoyed them. Thank you so much. Maybe we could do something similar with Mumbles one day.
We're hopefully.
I think the only thing we missed, Sarah, is we couldn't do smell-o-vision, so we couldn't do any cooking that you could. My sense.
You'll have to join my new group.
And is Anne here? Anne Smith? And Will
is here.
Yeah, she's in our thoughts. And Karis?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Karis. I'm so glad you got the link finally. So it's and would you like to say hello to everybody?
Yes, hello. I'm a newcomer to TAM in Mumbles. I went to a presentation by David and Lorraine in our library in January, and I eagerly went to a meeting in February, and then we had COVID-19 in March. So it's been lovely, having said, that it's been an unusual year, to see so many people on the last Zoom meeting in last week and today. And I too, like Sarah and John, have really enjoyed the videos this week. It's been fascinating. I also have a nephew living in Exton, Pennsylvania. I don't think it's a long way from.
It's not that far away. No. Again, with Havre de Grace, one of our great virtues is that we're on the way to everywhere. It's not that far. Lorraine.
Hi everyone. Bonsoir à René et bonsoir à Dominique. Hi, I'm a relatively new member of TAM, a very happy member. I joined TAM in 2017. Thank you everyone in Havre de Grace for a wonderful week. I have enjoyed absolutely everything. I feel as if I know you all and you're all very good friends, and I can't wait to visit.
Thank you. And today we have a very special guest from Twinning, and I'm probably going to mispronounce your name, but Renee Guerin. And Renee, would you like to? And would you like to say hello?
Good.
Say.
We're not getting.
We're not getting the audio, but welcome, Renee. And Renee is from Hennebont for the Havre de Grace Twinners is the again a coastal community in Brittany that is twinned with Mumbles, and so now with Renee here we're kind of completing the circle, which is lovely and exciting. And Sonia.
Bonsoir tout le monde. I'm Sonia, and I'm a co-director of Lighthouse Theatre, which is a touring theatre company based in Mumbles. Here we have our base here, but we tour across Wales. And I haven't yet had a chance to catch up with the videos, but I certainly plan to very soon because they look amazing. And I think I do recognise a couple of faces from last year's visit. I did meet some of you. I think we went on a little walking tour last year. So it's great to see some familiar faces back again, and really looking forward to the next opportunity to meet up.
Thank you. And the Stumbles Through Mumbles was wonderful. We remember that well. And from our side, from Havre de Grace, again, Bill Martin couldn't be with us today, but we have two members of the City Council. Casey is Casey there. I'll catch her later. Casey is our liaison with the City Council and has done so much for us. Carolyn and Pete Zinner, would you like to say hello?
Sure. Hi, I'm Carolyn Zinner. I'm a member of the council, the City Council, and I was on the call last week, and this little guy couldn't make it, so I'm introducing Lone Ranger. He was the only dog in his litter, so that's why he's named Lone Ranger on Ranger Road. All right, so you can get down now.
Okay.
And my husband Pete couldn't make the trip to Mumbles last year, but he heard all about it when I got home and saw my pictures. And I did bring the Winx with me, since it appears that lean over so they can see Michael. There we go.
There he is.
So, they did make a couple appearances this week. They made it on the tour of our home, and then because it was planned that they would stay with us, and also they made it to City Council. Debbie was very gracious in bringing them to the City Council meeting on Monday. So anyway, it's been really great fun looking at the videos and seeing so many of you here today. And again, we're expressing our same disappointment that we couldn't do this in person as we did last week. And but so glad that we're getting a chance to see so many friendly faces that we remember from last year. So thank you very much for participating in this virtual experiment, and maybe we'll do more during the year. I think that would be fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. And Bill, want to say hello?
There he is.
Bill Price.
Hey, how are you? Rob, I hope you brought enough for everybody. Reverend Keith, how are you?
Very good. Thank you, Bill.
It's been great sharing the services with you. And to everyone, it was a lot of fun putting together the videos for you. I hope next year or in a couple of years, you can see it all live and in color. This is these videos are great, but as I've been saying recently, it's a little like kissing through a screen. So.
Yeah. And Brian and Alan are here.
We are. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Alan and I were part of the delegation going to Mumbles last year, and we still talk about what a spectacular time we had staying with Sarah and John. Hey, Sarah and John. We can actually see Debbie and Chris's house from where we're sitting. So that's how close we live. And we're sorry that you guys aren't coming out this year. I think Alan and I were probably the only ones who were going to go to the airport to pick whoever was going to be staying with us up. So, but
next time.
But yeah.
Next time. And Wanda and Johnny.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Have a great.
Oh.
and chicken decoys. So we're really looking forward to having you guys. Sorry about our amateur video we did, but I hope it made you laugh. It was very professional.
We laughed.
Yeah, I hope it made you laugh. And can't wait to see you guys. That's all we can say. Welcome to Havre de Grace and next year, Wanda.
Hello everyone, nice to see you again. René, Annabelle, vous êtes toujours bienvenue ici à l'Havre de Merculand. Hopefully next year we can get this rolling again in person.
We'll give it a go. And Anne-Marie.
Well, I would like to say hello to everyone. I was also part of the delegation that went there last year. I stayed with Lynn, and I still have very wonderful memories of that trip. And I'm looking forward to seeing you the next time, hopefully here.
Thank you. So we've gathered here today, and it's wonderful that we were able to get together through technology. Our task now, as I see it, is twofold: to review what we've accomplished this week and then take a look at our future and what certainties we can establish in the middle of the uncertainties we face. The uncertainties, we heard yesterday that Broadway will not be open until June of 2021. Great uncertainties. During the course of the week, Adam has placed many videos in one picture file on Have to Grace Twinning's Facebook page. They'll remain on the page so you can go back and look. Again, it was a lot to take in for a week. Go back and check them out. Offer a comment, share the posts so that we can get the word out, and so we can share what we're doing with people who are interested. For future viewing, our Zoom calls, are the one last week and this week, have been recorded, are being recorded, and they'll be available on the city page so that you can go back and have a look. And I was very pleased yesterday that Carolyn suggested I go to the city council meeting last Monday, and I'm very grateful for that suggestion and glad that I did, because there's quite a lengthy article in our local paper yesterday about twinning, and it was a really, I think, thoughtful representation of what we're doing. So I put that on Facebook, and I'll as soon as I get the link to it, I'll send that out to everybody. So I hope and I think that the spirit of the Have to Grace Twinners came through, as well as the spirit of Have to Grace on these videos in the film clip. Our intent was to welcome members of TAM to Have to Grace, get to meet our officials, our arts and entertainment district, some businesses, a little history, our museums, community organization, St. John's Episcopal Church, just a taste, there's more. But most importantly, we wanted you to get to meet your hosts in the homes into which you'll be welcome. So I was just, we've had a discussion about the videos, but if you could just consider the host videos for a moment, and what were your impressions of those? What do you think? What do you think? Again, as I think Johnny and Wanda's was much more professional than ours, so we were. But any thoughts that you have?
We just found it absolutely fascinating. I think it was just, there was a sort of very much a feel of a sort of style of Harvard Grace, which was lovely. These sort of wonderful, the wooden houses with the beautiful verandas and things. So there was a nice sort of feel of a sort of continuity of the city, but at the same time, just every single one was so different when you just stepped through the door. And just everybody's house had just something really interesting about it, and something thought, whoa, that's amazing. I just loved, I've forgotten, I'm afraid, whose video it was, but someone who had the most wonderful, vibrant blue veranda that goes all the way around their house.
That's the Coronas.
Yes,
and
that's it. Which I thought, and I thought, wow, I would just love, because our house, as you know, is painted blue. So it would just be so nice to be able to have a blue veranda like that around our house.
It would look better with you on it, though. It would look so much better with you on it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. The historical snippets were wonderful that you gave us, to having Bill and you going around showing us different places and saying this little bit of history and that little bit of history. Absolutely fascinating. Thank you.
And again, our history is not well, it obviously does go back, but the history of the town is long for America. It's old for America, but it doesn't go back as far as Mumbles. But we've got a lot of interesting things here. A lot of interesting things.
Could I just ask a question? I was just wondering how you organized it, how you got people to do the videos. Did you give them some support?
Martin, it's very easy. Debbie is a very persuasive person. She brings her teacher voice to the conversation.
It was torture then, was it torture or bribery? That's what I'm asking.
No, it's conversation that convinces.
Right.
And I think the other thing is many of the homeowners, of course, that participated were part of our group that came over last year. So we were so anxious to reciprocate the kindness and the hospitality that we saw and we felt that it was important, I think, for most of the people, and I hope everyone that is in that category would agree with it. That really spurred us on. We wanted to show that we're absolutely ready, you know, not at a drop of a hat, but whenever it's going to be possible for everyone to come here. We're so looking forward to it. And we do want you to know that you'll be welcomed and you'll be comfortable and you'll be entertained and that our friendships will grow.
Well, did you give any support, training, or because I was quite impressed at the. I was quite impressed at the professionalism, should we say?
Well, as far as professionalism, I think we all learned as we went. Some were farther ahead on the technology than others. But Adam, in particular, his help, as our city liaison to get the videos up, and we had some help with Bill and another Jimmy Burrell helped edit several of them. So it was a group effort, and we wanted to do as nice a job as we could, recognizing that none of us are professional cinematographers. And I think that I won't call it casualness, but that ineptitude, perhaps is the right word, came forth in a charming sort of way.
I do have to tell the story of one person, and again, I was desperate. Wanda, helped with, how do you edit these things, and then people stepped in to help. Learned a lot. But the Bouchons were on a road trip in a trailer camper to Colorado and back. And it was on the way to Colorado at campsites that Donna went back and found pictures that she had of the house and created a slideshow and put it to music. And so we have in Havre de Grace a lot of people who will give it a go, and a lot of people who will just try. And I haven't had too many people run away when they see me coming. So,
Very good.
But we got
some lessons for us, I think.
Yeah, we got over 50 people in Havre de Grace involved in this one way and another. And so I think it's a fantastic show of support and interest, and it was good. It's over 50 people, so
excellent.
Very, very thankful. Very, very thankful.
A general reflection from me, Debbie, would be that so I was a host last year and would love to have come over this year, but actually, even without COVID, I'm not sure that's would have happened because I'm actually expecting a baby. And so it's been absolutely amazing to be able to be involved, even though a visit might not have been possible. And I love that the whole virtual visit is so inclusive of, we can share this, as you said, for months from now with the people of Mumbles. And then on the hosts' videos of their homes, I just thought that was so gracious and generous to invite us into your homes virtually, because that's one of the most amazing things about twinning is it's not just visiting a place, you actually get those relationships, those real connections with people. And it was just incredible to me that was able to come through even across the internet. And I think the videos in people's homes were really special in achieving that. So thank you.
And it is amazing.
Your video a couple months from how many months from now will you be posting your video of Babe and Arnold?
Baby.
Oh,
yes.
In January, yes. Yeah, so yeah.
That's wonderful. Wonderful news. And any other observations about the videos, the hosts or the businesses, or I think it was an interesting combination of things, of Conowingo Dam and the Opera House and the St. John's Church. Any other comments or observations?
I thought
Pardon?
Sorry, somebody else. I was going to say that I thought the video of the Opera House was really interesting. I'm just amazed that you've got a facility of that standard in your town. I mean, it's mind-blowing, really. Very, very impressive. I commend it to Sonia and Adrian in particular, who find it very, very interesting, but also entertaining, because Bill's a great tour guide. You should recruit him for Lighthouse's stumbles.
I'm looking forward to seeing his tour of Harvard's Grass, actually.
Yeah.
Let me jump in quickly on that. I'm going to brag on Bill and also both Bills, Bill Price and Bill Martin. There was a small but very dedicated group of people that about 7 or 8 years ago, as I reckon it, and correct me if I'm shortening the timeline, Bill, that recognized that we had a diamond in the rough in that building, which had finally gotten to the point where it was being used for storage for materials that the city had, Department of Public Works and old records and things like that. And they had a vision. And Bill Martin and several others in city government carried it forward politically. Bill Price and several other people picked up the gauntlet and worked so hard on developing enthusiasm for it. We raised a lot of money through grants from the state and federal government that made it all possible. The city underwrote a great deal of it with a bond issue. So it was, it was a citywide effort. Everybody got behind it, but there were key individuals, and Bill in particular, who are known to you, I think were very instrumental. And what we've got is a gem. It's a wonderful place. I can tell you, having been to many performances there of various types, it's a wonderful place to be. It's intimate, but you can get the full sweep of a theater production or a dance production, lectures, movies, whatever. And it really shows a vision on the part of the city to want to be a place that not only its citizens enjoy, but others will come to share some special experience. So thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
You're quite welcome. It definitely took a village to raise an opera house.
And we've got it. We've got it. So I think that what happened this week was good, and a good start in sustaining and growing the relationship that exists between Mumbles and Havre de Grace. In any organization or relationship, 2 factors come into play, and those 2 factors are money and relationships, how to communicate, how to sustain relationships. Thanks to generous donors, we have no money problems. And so we are, ready to welcome you to our town. But then there's a communication problem and the sustaining the relationship. And I think the trust that we've engendered through our visit over there and, the planning for your visit over here. So, so what I'd like to do now is just talk about things that we could do in the future to sustain our relationship. And I think that what I'd like to do is just hear from people, and then take these ideas away with you, think about them. And I would love it if you could email havdeggracetwinning@gmail.com and give your suggestions. What are your thoughts? What do you think would be viable? What do you think would be effective in sustaining this relationship? And then we have we'll have a commission meeting, Cultural Exchange Commission meeting shortly, and we'll be able to go over these and see what we can do and how we can work together. So listen to the ideas that that we come up with today, and then if you could kind of put your thoughts together and email me, I'd really appreciate it. Then we can carry forward. So we're in tough times. So what can we do to keep this going?
Could I make a suggestion from something I've been involved in before? And I got the idea from from what you have done over the past week. But as you sort of said, we've got some very interesting history in both our communities. And one of the things I've been thinking about based on what I've seen this week and what you've done, and I know that Will, who's not in the call today, but he's working on a project along these sort of lines that I thought would be a good way of building up the relationship and telling our stories to each other, is something called digital storytelling. I don't know if anybody's ever sort of come across this, but it's a very, very easy way of filmmaking. And I was just sort of thinking, I'm quite happy to share examples of this with the group, but I just sort of thought I really think what you've done this week has given us a lot of ideas in Mumbles about things that we could do. And I would have thought that would be a nice focus for something for us to do, where we could do digital storytellings, one about the history of Mumbles and about some of the events of Mumbles. I know some of the stuff that Lighthouse have done have already been about that, like the Women of Mumbles Head, for instance, done some work around that, but also some stories about the people of Mumbles and about some of the people that you've met and their histories. And, you know, I think that would be a nice, quick and easy way of sharing and keeping communication channels open.
Sounds a great idea, Martin. Yeah, that'd be really good.
Okay. As I said, I'm quite happy to share examples of this sort of digital storytelling. Something's been going on, you know, I forget who sort of developed it in the first instance. I think somebody in Canada, I'm not sure. But, you know, it's something, I know the BBC in the UK have been involved in it for quite some time.
That'd be wonderful. Wonderful.
Okay.
And if you, thank you. Any
Quite
other
happy.
idea?
One thing which we can, and I mentioned last week that we will share with you, but we didn't want to share it this week because there was so much going on, and this was very much your week. But we have Lighthouse Theatre have done 4 absolutely brilliant virtual stumbles through Mumbles for us this year, because obviously they weren't able to actually go out and do the walks live. So we have those 4 absolutely wonderful and fascinating videos that Sonia and Adrian have done. And I will put those on the Harvard of Grace twinning page next week, so that, you know, you've got a time to pause for breath between this week and that. And they're just something they'll be there on your page for you to just look at your leisure. But they give some very fascinating little insights into some of the hidden bits of Mumbles that perhaps you wouldn't otherwise come across.
So, is that me? Sorry, I was just going to say that's got me thinking, and I was going to say I think those 4 pieces, they're probably about 15 minutes, between 10 and 15 minutes each. They can sort of be edited and condensed to fit the twinning project, I suppose. I'm not an editor, but there's very sort of simple ways of doing that. If it can be packaged in a way that's particularly relevant or helpful. And also I'm sort of, in my head, I'm thinking about links, thematic links that come up in those videos that could perhaps kind of connect to the Harvard of Grace community. I need to watch more of your work in order to sort of find out what those links are. But I'm sure in terms of, we were talking about historical characters and a landscape and architecture. Yeah, I'm sure we can find a sort of an interesting kind of meeting point, maybe using some of that filmed work as a starting piece, and also the areas where the differences are. You know, our cemeteries, our churches, our seafront, and so on. So yeah, I think nothing concrete, but I'm sure there's material there.
So people to jump in. So we have a haunted history tour coming up that we could easily videotape. In addition to that, the Opera House is doing both live and streaming performances, which you're certainly welcome to drop in on. So
it's easy to do.
We could do a lot. And actually, Martin, you're holding up the most fabulous camera to be had. So going back to your original question, how? That's how right there. I happen to have the good fortune of knowing a cinematographer in town who makes a lot of really hard B movies. You're glad to watch it any time. I've been in several and bloodied at that. He goes and does videos for us. So all the work that I had done, he shot. So it's pretty easy to do this. And I really like this idea of, postcards from Havity Grace, postcards from Mumble on a semi-regular basis. And we already know that we're going to be looking at one in January from Rebecca. So, I think
I think you can also, to sort of broaden the appeal of the whole twinning thing, maybe taking it out into the community with sports teams. So maybe some exchanges with, I don't know if you play rugby over there at all, but we certainly do here. And also, with Sonia, you have a theatre company. With me, you have a concert pianist. So there's exchanges that can be done that way as well. And I can share videos with you of concerts I've done locally and stuff like that, which are on YouTube and SoundCloud recordings. And maybe you've got people, we can be put in touch and, just make new contacts that way with people with the same interests.
I've just been thinking about all of the, you mentioned uncertainty at the beginning, Debbie, and we've been thinking about what's Halloween going to look like. And then we've had to cancel, I don't know whether you're familiar with the Festival of Bonfire Night, but that's Guy Fawkes Night is a big thing here. And unfortunately, the fireworks this year won't be going ahead. And then there's New Year. And what I've really liked about this week is that we've had the videos, but in a way they only go so far because they're just that one way. But because we've tidied off the week with this dialogue, that kind of brings it all to life again, doesn't it? And so perhaps in lieu of us being able to celebrate some of those big festivals, and I'm sure there'll be American examples that we know little about, we could kind of set up a bit of a call like this one where we're able to say, well, normally I would be roasting marshmallows or creating a guy. What's a guy? Let me tell you about that. To share some of that as well, and us to sort of live it vicariously, I suppose, because those are certainly things we'll be missing over the next few months.
I think that's wonderful. And there's, I'm looking at Adam now. There's no reason we can't, create Zoom calls when at intervals and just share these things. It'd be wonderful. Any other ideas?
I wouldn't mind seeing a service, Reverend Keith, over at Oystermouth, just to see, periodically, be it a High Holy Day or some other special event. The service that we attended while we were there was beautiful, and we could reciprocate. St. John's is not quite as majestic, but nonetheless, in our humble way, we could reciprocate as well. I wouldn't mind seeing a service on occasion.
Yeah, we do. The priest at St. Peter's in Newton does a pre-recorded service every week. We send out a written service. I say he's got the face for HD, whereas I haven't. So, but we could certainly do that, and particularly when we're allowed to have music again, and perhaps we could aim to do something over the build-up to Christmas and Christmas itself.
Yeah, St. John's is our musical director is preparing an Advent calendar of music, and we'll be releasing a different song during the Advent season through till Christmas, and we could certainly share that everyone in Mumbles.
May I add to the reference to the virtually St. Peter's in Newton? I go to a church locally, and I've been tuning into this service at St. Peter's, and there is a lovely even choral song which is on YouTube from there, that's something that if that could be shared, that was so enjoyable, along with all the Sunday services and midweek services that have been put out, thanks to the Mumbles ministry area. And Keith.
Yeah, what we've been doing is, because obviously we're not allowed to have choral music at the moment, we are to be allowed a cantor soon, but members of various choirs in the local churches actually sing down their phones, which is quite interesting. It was disastrous at first, but they've got the knack now. But it actually meant that instead of infringing copyright by recorded music that you download, it's actually people in mumbles singing, hymns, choruses, liturgical music, and it's worth looking at. It's called Virtually St. Peter's.
I think the possibilities are endless that we get. I was thinking, oh, so nice to bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Rob.
Thank you so much for coming.
Rob just said he had to go.
I was thinking Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is a big celebration here. Everybody comes back, it's family, and
family and football.
Family and football, food and football. It's the easiest celebration there is, and it happens the last Thursday of November, and we would love to share Thanksgiving with you. Casey, you really wanted to, in the week that they were here, to have a Thanksgiving dinner. I remember that it would it's turkey, and it's great. So
can I throw in one more thing?
Throw in one more thing.
And this may be heretical, so people in Mumbles don't hate me for this, but Dylan Thomas is a Child's Christmas in Wales, I think is a lovely piece. And, maybe even though he didn't live in Mumbles, he certainly drank there. We could figure out something to do to celebrate the season through him and his writings and his poetry.
Well, that's certainly something that Lighthouse Theatre could probably help us with, isn't it, Sonia?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm wondering whether it's something, it's definitely in Adrian's repertoire. He churns it out most Christmases. So I'm wondering whether there's a way of hooking up with Jeff at the birthplace and recording something there.
Oh,
perhaps.
yeah.
It would be very nice. It would be very nice for the association to see maybe inside the birthplace. This is the home that was restored where Dylan Thomas lived as a young man, as a child, but it's been brought back to life as a 1930s home, and there's lots of Dylan Thomas memorabilia, and there's his front parlour and all of that. So yeah, that's certainly something to think about. Would be a short rendition of Child's Christmas from the birthplace. That would be a nice offering.
I think also what could be also interesting with that is the Child's Christmas in Wales is set in Eversley Road, which is not too far away from here. It's within walking distance. So, something from Cumdonkin, the house up in Cumdonkin, and maybe some shots of Eversley Road as well, so it would help you sort of
see it.
Place where the Child's Christmas in Wales is actually set. And as you sort of said, yes, it's not Mumbles, but it's not 100 miles away either. It's about half a mile away.
Talking about the written word as well as the spoken word, I wonder if a project we could collaborate on is a physical book, something about Mumbles and Havre de Grace and what brings us together and the similarities and all those things we've talked about, as something we actually can hold in our hands. It's something we've done with Hennebont recently, I'm a professional editor and bookmaker, so I can handle the technical and production and some of the writing and editing parts of that. But I'm sure there's loads of raw material in both communities that could be gathered together to make something quite nice.
Absolutely.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Wonderful idea. Wonderful. Okay, well,
just one more idea before we go. Can I mention this, please? It's Sarah really who should speak about it, but the Twinning Association of Mumbles holds a monthly French discussion group, and we make use of the free Zoom 40 minutes. And Sarah and I just mentioned this briefly to each other yesterday, and we thought perhaps if there's someone in Havre de Grace or even Hennebont who'd like to join in, because I'll let Sarah explain,
Wonderful.
because this is her responsibility.
Hello.
Hello.
On the third Monday of the month, which will be a week Monday, we have a discussion group. It covers everyone. So we don't just go for people who are good at speaking French. You can have practically no French. You can have a degree, a PhD in French if you want one. But the point is we want everyone to speak. If you're not confident, you can prepare it in advance, because being a discussion rather than a conversation, you are given your what we will be speaking on in advance. And the next choice will be a place you have been that you have got to sell to other people. It was so wonderful. It blew your mind. And you've got to say, yes, this is where you must go. I went, I just couldn't believe how wonderful it was. And preferably somewhere local, not going abroad, but local to you. So it starts at 10:30.
I have to change that time, because in Havre de Grace, that would be 5 o'clock in the morning.
You'll have to make it later. No problem. Yes, thank you for that. One forgets these things. And when the hour changes, it'll be even earlier. So we could, I mean, we could always have another one. It doesn't matter, but it would be great fun, and we'd love to see extra people.
That would be wonderful. Wonderful.
You know, Carrie, I'm not sure, but my French actually might be better at 5:30 in the morning.
No, this is better off.
Especially if I stay up all night drinking wine. I'll probably be quite voluble by that time.
And perhaps it's something we could think about with Hennebont as well, and perhaps we could have an English discussion group with Hennebont.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we could have a regular meeting with our friends in Hennebont and join in with our American friends and do a discussion group in English.
Yes. Because
How
we could
does
do
that
it
sound, Renee?
we could do it for the New Year, for example, Happy New Year meeting or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
So that we could arrange one special meeting at a special time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in America, we can celebrate November the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I'm all for that. It's my birthday.
There you go.
All right.
Celebrate.
Good idea.
I celebrate it every year.
Yeah.
Well, Rebecca's going to have a child in January, and that's my birth month. So yay, Rebecca.
And yours.
Okay, there's a saying, and it changes a lot, but it's basically assess, react, and adapt. And I think that what we're demonstrating is that, okay, here's a situation, we can deal with it, we can adapt, and look at the things we're coming up with that are wonderful. So we will tuck these away, send me emails through Havre de Grace Twinning or Debbie Stathis at gmail.com if you can, and we'll continue this at again another meeting. But I'm going to be sending you, probably through David, minutes of our meetings so that we can, you know, stay connected just in that, you know, here's what's going on, and then we'll investigate all these other things. But thank you. And I just want to thank everybody who's participated in this virtual visit week. Particularly like to thank Mark Child, Lord Mayor of Swansea, who participated last week. I'd like to thank the members of the of Mumbles Council. Martin, thank you so much for attending today. And Rebecca and Carrie and Rob. And thank you to Keith Evans for participating today. Thank you, everybody. I'd like to thank the members of the City Council, the Havre de Grace City Council, Casey. Casey's our liaison, and she's down there close to the ponies. And I was thinking about the ponies and Llanryddy, and that, you know, there are so many ponies around Swansea, the wild ponies. But there she is. I would like to thank Carolyn, thank you so much for participating, and thank you for getting me to the City Council meeting last week. And I'd like to thank the members of Havre de Grace Twinning. Go across the top, and we've got Carolyn and Pete and Bill Price. Thank you so much. And Brian and Alan, Wanda and Johnny, Anne Marie. I think that, yeah, it's a good thing, and we'll carry on, and lots of ideas. And again, this video will be available on the city website. Particular thanks to, on my screen, the guy in the corner, Adam, for organizing me and organizing the videos and making sure that everything went out when it did, and taking really, really good care of us during this week. Thank you. So I guess we'll say farewell, and we will get together soon. Zoom is there and it's available, and who knows, maybe the French will be the first Zoom. The French discussion group will be the first Zoom that we take part in. So thank you guys very, very much, and we will see you soon.
Stay well, everybody.
Thank you, Debbie, for organising it. Thank you, everyone, and see you all soon.
See you all soon.